Hey folks, today we're going to be going over how to insulate your piping. Now this is important because it makes your heating a lot more efficient, and it also reduces the chances of your pipes freezing on you. So having more energy efficient heating system and the reduction in pipes freezing is pretty important. So I'll take you along. We're going to go to the hardware store, and for me I'm using 1/2-inch PEX piping, so that's what I'm going to choose. They got all different insulation for all different types of piping, whether you have 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch. I think they got its own special one for copper, and whatever you got, they probably got it for it. So we're off to the hardware store right now, and I'm going to show you what I'm getting. Alright, so I'm at the hardware store now, and I have 1/2 inch, so what I'm going to get is 1/2 inch PEX piping. This stuff is really cheap, actually. It's $1.69 for one of these things, so it's really cheap to do, and it'll save you a lot of money. These things are like, I don't know, they're big, probably like 5 feet or something like that. Alright, now we're getting down to business here. So, here they are. I picked up a whole bunch of these, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to get an approximate measurement from here all the way down to the other side. Let me spin the camera for you. All the way down there. So I gotta get around my battery, and I gotta figure out the approximate length, and then I'm gonna cut it. And I'll show you how I do that in a minute. Okay, hopefully you can see me now. What I'm gonna do is, I've already got it marked down at the other end. So it's lined up. And get out a knife. And let's see. That looks about it right there. If it's too long, I can always cut it back more. Ain't a big deal. So I'm gonna get my knife. Cut it through. Pretty simple to do. Hopefully you can see this from this angle. Alright, now I'm going to show you how I open it up and put it on. So, for safety, let's close this up. So this stuff opens up just like that. It's almost too easy. Like I said, anybody can do this. Super easy. I'm just going to fit it around it the whole way down now. Alright, and that's what it's going to look like when it's done. Well, it ain't done yet, but that's one pipe done and a whole bunch more to go. Let's see, this used to have it here, but I think it got corroded or something. I'm going to replace that with the excess that we have down there. I'm going to replace this here. Get it off of that cold water line. I just did something that I probably should have camcorded, but I'll explain it to you. So I had a long piece, and it was longer than that needed to be. So it stuck out to here. So what I did is I pushed this up to the very end, and then I marked off with my finger here the approximate length of this. Put my finger there, pulled it out, cut it, and I put it back in. So now you know how long it is, and it's a nice fit right on this right here. There we go. Alright. Yeah, that was my head. Alright. Recording. Yep. Cool. Alright, now what we're going to do is, remember I said eyeballing it? So I think that's about it right there. There's that knife. I would show you what I'm doing, but I just got out of a sling, so I don't really have the flexibility to do it in front of the camera. But I can show you this. So I cut it. I already opened this before I brought it, so I was bringing it over. Voila! That's one part done. Now there's another fitting. Oh god. It's just my shoulder. Alright. Here. So, take this back here and cut it now. Cutting is boring anyways, you don't want to see that. Put that on just like that. Now I'm going to continue to do this throughout the entire camper. And if they still have it on clearance, I usually like to buy things on clearance. They have the stuff that, oh, here we go. You run it under your piping, and it's like a heat tape, and it stops your pipes from freezing in the winter time, so it puts a very small amount of heat on your pipes, so that way they don't freeze up. And it's really cheap right now because it's like mid-March. So what I'd be doing is I'd be buying it now while I can, when it's really cheap, so I don't have to buy it next year. So I'm getting it at a discount price, and I don't have to mess with it next year when it's really cold out. Alright, so this is my first glimpse in here as well. Let me pick it up for you. So I lifted up my seat cushions, and this is what comes up. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you what I'm going to do actually. Let's see. Yes, I have extremely hairy arms, I know. I know someone's going to comment about it. I know I got big eyebrows too. Alright, so this right here encapsulates both of them. So basically, my hot water is heating my cold water. I don't want to do that. I want to separate them, because if I really need to, I can get that insulation stuff, that heat stuff or whatever, for the cold piping. I can insulate it separately. But I want it all separate. I don't want this double thing up here. So, alright, the heck is my knife? Well, I'll be right back. I have to get my knife. Alright, get my knife back. Going careful so I don't cut anything I don't want to have to replace, and obviously avoiding a future nightmare. Ooh, it's a little close. Okay, cool. And this is not what my carpet looks like. My carpet's better than that. This is like some 1970s shag rag or something like that. But what I'm going to keep doing is get rid of all this old crap, and I'm going to replace it with the new stuff, and then I'll figure out something for the cold water after. Alright, I'm going to try a different camera angle for you guys so you can see a lot more of what I'm doing. So, as I was pulling it out, I was getting close to this HVAC system back here, and I want to cut that, so I'd remove it, and then I'd take it and pull it towards me, so that way I'm not working around it, I'm pulling it towards me, so it's more easy for me to work around. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing here. Actually, I'm going to do the other end first, and then I'm going to slide it up. So I'm going to put this on here. Alright, cool. I'll slide this all the way up in there. That way I don't really have to, like, because if I laid this first, then it'd be a pain in the butt figuring out my way back there and all that crap. Why, when I can just make it easier, like that. And I put the next piece on. It's well within range, so I can just slide the other one back. Which end did I cut? Okay. So this is the end I cut here, so I'm going to keep it towards the other end there, so I can just fit it into it. So it'll be like almost one big piece. Alright. In theory, unless I put the other one on the wrong way. So, a 50-50 chance here. Either way, it's not that big a deal. Push that in there. So that way the insulation is touching with the other one that we just did on the outside. That's going to be touching the part in the first video, the first one that I sized. This right here leads out to that. Ow, oh, my shoulder. The whole point of this here is so that I don't lose any heat when I'm running my propane when I'm trying to take a shower. So that way I don't have to run. Oh, and I did it right. Perfect. I don't have to run my propane. My propane heater is hot, so that means I save propane. And I'll show you right here. Perfect fit. Right there. Can't even tell.